Welcome to the Music Festivals podcast. This is the show that helps you get to know music festivals, festival venues, and campgrounds before you go. I'm your host, Neighbor Nate, and I'm glad you're in the neighborhood. Welcome back, neighbors, to episode number 44 of the Music Festivals podcast. This is the show that helps you get to know music festivals, festival venues, and campgrounds before you go. And as always, I am your host, Neighbor Nate, and I am super excited for this week because we are recapping the 12th annual Dark Star Jubilee that was held last weekend, Memorial Day weekend, out at Legend Valley in Thornville, Ohio. And if you are listening to this podcast on the audio networks, you're going to want to head over to the YouTube channel and check out the video. Go ahead and subscribe while you're there because we're going to do this documentary style. I've got about a 25-minute video documentary where I had the chance to talk with multiple neighbors, both representing attendees at the event, all the way down to vendors. And we talked about the festival, Dark Star Jubilee, as well as other festivals, all the way back to some of the Dead shows that happened. And then we also got the lowdown on why are people so obsessed with music festivals. There's a whole smattering of people that work regular jobs that have gone to festivals and decided, you know what, I'm going to figure out a way to make this my living so that I can follow festivals around. So we're going to dig into that. We're also going to finish up with an exploration on the idea of vibe, right? So vibe gets thrown around the festival scene a lot as a term, and we're really going to dig into that to figure out what it is and what it means to people and what makes it up. So again, check this out on YouTube, but without further ado, here is the documentary on Dark Star Jubilee 2025. It is Dark Star Jubilee 2025. I am backstage at Legend Valley, one of my all-time favorite venues, like on the planet. But we're about to get going here. Gonna run around and try to talk to some folks, both, folks who've been coming for years. Some people are here for the first time, so that'll be really interesting. It's a very, very windy day. Try to take the drone up a little bit earlier. We'll see what happens with that because winds are about 15 to 20 miles an hour, which is interesting, but really beautiful weather so far for the whole festival. Melvin Seals, JGB tonight, Dark Star Orchestra, 2 sets, play until 12:30, and a whole collection of other folks playing the weekend. I'm only going to be here one day, so we're going to get as much time as we can. Get your names again. You said you Perry and
Claudia.
Claudia. It's good to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
How many times have you been to Jubilee?
This is our second time.
It's only our second time.
That's cool. Who are you excited about seeing here?
Well, of course, Dark Star Orchestra. Warren Haynes. Mo. Yeah.
What do you think of Legend? What do you think of Legend as a venue?
We love it. We love it. Last year we were coming and I was very apprehensive about, but we did spring for the VIP and sitting in the tent. It's nice and comfy, and it's a mellow scene, and the music is good. The sound is good.
It's like
the vendors are good. The food is good. It's great. It's really fun. And we're just glad the weather cleared because it was just miserable rain yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
So,
was
yeah, we're gonna have nice blue skies.
So your name is Kim,
Kim,
and you are vending here at Dark Star Jubilee. So, tell me a little bit about your booth and tell me how you got into this.
So I have been doing this, I think 15 years this year on the festival level, a few years longer in parking lots before that. How I got into it would be just like most of the rest of us, like Fish Tour, Grateful Dead Tour, and following things, following the band around, looking for a way to do it full time. Right. And you start setting up. We started out, in this case, my husband's a screen printer, so and a graphic artist, so he designs all of his shirts. We were screen printing them and selling them at Fish shows. In the beginning, we started with one T-shirt. Yeah. We sold every one of them the first night we brought him out. Thought, made 4 more t-shirts, sold all of those, et cetera, et cetera. So,
That's cool.
and then once we got into doing festivals in 2012, it became very quickly apparent I didn't need a day job anymore if I knew how to do this right. So I
Yeah.
tried to figure out as quickly as possible how to do it right. And I quit my job in 2013.
Hi, I'm Carrie Ruppert, and I'm the Executive Director for Leaving a Positive Legacy. Positive Legacy's mission is to harness the power of music to give back to people and the planet. We create service projects, we do fundraising at music events and festivals, and we were just incredibly honored and excited to be able to join the All Good family.
Hi, I am Jerika of Jerika Renee Art.
So you have an interesting story. Tell me a little bit. You were a teacher?
I was a middle school health and phys ed teacher for almost 10 years, and everything kind of happened at once. My mom had a double brain aneurysm, and my favorite teacher was retiring, and my favorite principal was leaving, and I just decided that was a sign, and so I decided to become a full-time artist, and now I've been doing that for about 10 years now also.
Yeah, I'm Jeff, Light Sound Dimensions. We have a lot of dead stuff always. Even if we go to EDM stuff, we rep the dead shit really hard because even in the Burning Man culture and the EDM culture, you have a lot of deadheads and stuff there that are producing the party and that go, and kids of deadheads that do the rave stuff. So then you find that everybody's kind of the same. They're not the same. It's different music, same people.
Holly McName.
Joe McName. We were up front and we were out west. We were in Las Vegas and doing some other things out in Arizona, and we caught a Daniel Donato show in Flagstaff. And one of the ladies we were right up front with at the small venue, she's here. So we seen her after spending the night dancing with her at Daniel Donato in Flagstaff, Arizona. So that family feel, you know.
People get around these things.
And we just tonight, the first night, we've met quite a few people that like Alaska. There was a couple that came from Alaska.
Yeah.
We've been touring for like 50 years.
Yeah,
So
I told them that you were at the Cornell show.
Yeah.
my first show
Yes.
was in 1974
Okay.
at Roosevelt Stadium. And so we're like, we're older.
We're the old guard.
So it's hard. We thought we couldn't really do festivals for a while because, we can't stand for 4 hours anymore. We can't do that stuff now that we're headed into our late 60s,
No, and we get an Airbnb. We don't camp. We need beds.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, but this is so chill.
Yeah.
This is such a great, it was wonderful last year. There was absolutely no doubt that we were returning this year.
Yeah.
So
No, we were inside there, and we had brought like some bread and fruit, and we have friends who are farmers who make cheese and make their own salamis and their own sausages.
breads
And on the
stuff.
side table, we had a buffet set up.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
great.
they're here. They're setting up their
Yep.
camp. They wanted to camp.
So you do this full time.
I do.
That's cool. What did you do before this?
I was a clinical dietitian, believe it or not.
No
I worked
shit.
in a nursing home.
No shit. So like, okay, so like we're in the same, right? Like I worked in digital marketing and CRM, and I'm doing this because like this. Right? What was it for you? Like, what made you make that decision where it's like, look, I just can't do this regular job anymore. I need to do it.
That's a great question, and I would say the vibe shift started to get really hard for me, going back and forth between doing this and doing that, because in that line of work, you're often confronting people at what could be maybe the worst day of their life or close to it. On the other hand, you're here, and people are having sometimes the best day of their lives, and their friends, their family. People love to make new friends in places like this. I just love the people aren't afraid to be themselves. People aren't afraid to connect. Healthcare is a noble cause, but it was not for me.
Yeah,
I didn't have the fortitude.
So what is it about the life, right? Traveling around, setting up, tearing down, selling, having to create. What do you love about it?
The freedom.
Yeah.
It's honestly the freedom. I definitely do not make as much as I made when I left teaching in Pennsylvania. But I am figuring that out, and where I'm sustaining. And when you do something you love so much, it doesn't feel like a job. And then in return, that makes you happier and healthier. And I think that's all we can ever want to be, is our happiest, healthiest versions of ourselves. And although I love the kids, it was never the kids teaching. I was a giver, and you can give and give and give in the education system until there's nothing left to give. And here I get to give, but I don't know. I'm getting a lot in return also.
It's amazing. It's an amazing story.
It takes a lot of effort and work and planning. Yeah, we travel with a Sprinter van and a trailer.
Okay.
And then we produce all the stuff at home.
Yeah.
So I have a whole shop under the bottom part of our house as a shop, and then we live above it.
That's cool. That's very cool.
The lineups are how we choose where we go.
Okay.
So we choose it based on the lineup and the demographic of people, and then so I guess the lineups get me excited, like the lineup to go and present my art to those particular people, so that I make everything fresh for those events.
How does it work as a business?
At this point, I don't go on tour too much, no. I'm very pick and choosing with what works for me and my schedule. I've become a little guarded of having a private life. It became very much engrossing, and it can be very much engrossing for this to be your entire life.
Yeah.
It is easy to work year round if you want to travel all the time. And it is like a family too. Like, you kind of want to keep going. Sometimes, like, keep going with your family. But as I got a little older, I wanted to be more selective about what I did. I like doing stuff in my local area, whether it's like setting up at your local bar band, Grateful Dead band, or local festivals, street fairs. I like trying different things. Festivals, I do anywhere from, I would say, like 5 to 15 a year. The biggest one I'm doing these days is Electric Forest.
Okay, nice.
And the smallest one is like about 350 people at a campground in my area.
So out of all the festivals, you've been to a ton of festivals, you've been on tour. What sticks out as like the most memorable?
Well, I think this is, in modern day now, this is such a family atmosphere. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
That, you can go there and there's like 3 generations coming and everybody's giving out bracelets. I have a bunch of bracelets back at the tent that I'm bringing, and people
She
are
knitted a
giving
bunch
out
of hats.
stickers, and I
Which
was
people are thankful
talking
for
to
because it's a little
people.
chilly, right?
So I'm a crafter, so I knit and like make scarves and stuff.
That's cool. It's very
And
cool.
I brought a bunch of hats. I do this for my therapy at night. I knit because she doesn't love me weaving at night.
Yeah.
So I brought a bunch of hats thinking it's going to be chilly. And some girl was on like the Facebook chat last night saying, "We can't find winter hats. It's going to be cold." I'm
Well,
like,
at the
"Come
gate
find
there was
us."
a woman there from Florida,
Yeah.
and she said, "You have a wool hat? Oh yes, I'll take it."
That's
So
cool.
I brought a bunch of hats. He'll be happy to get them out of the house. And,
Nice.
it's that kind of atmosphere that reminds you what the scene should be and is all about.
Because the last few years of the Dead scene started to get a little bit wild.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, it was like, come on, folks, it's supposed to be chill, it's supposed to be very mellow, and it wasn't at first.
Yeah.
So you feel like this place brings that back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my God,
absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
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 Like
That's cool.
strangers stopping strangers just to take their hand.
Right. Yeah.
It is.
Just catch us unprepared.
We actually got our start on the very first jam cruise. Our founder was getting on board, learned a little bit about the cruise industry, and said, "Hey, we could do this better. And how can we give back?" And from there, we have grown over the past about 20 years. We work at live music events. We work with artists. We work with venues to help harness the power of music for good. Since our inception, we've been able to give almost $1.4 million to 85 community projects in 10 different countries. Music is the universal language. People come together. It's a place where everybody feels the love and the community, and being able to give back, partying with a purpose, utilizing music to bring people together, to create community. When you talk about that to people and you let them know that there is a lot of need where the festivals are happening, where the events are happening, people immediately want to gravitate toward doing some good. Take that wonderful love and energy that comes from an event and give that back to the local community. So this year's festival, we are raising money. Of course, some of the support is going to Positive Legacy. And we have a wonderful local partner, Leeds, and they provide support to the Tri-County area around Thornville here. They do programs that assist folks with housing and utility assistance. They run a food pantry. They do Head Start programs, all to help the local community that has been so supportive of the Jubilee for so many years.
Well, I just, what she says is funny. I just love the popularity of jam music again. Yeah. There's so many good bands doing it, and one of the things she says is, the music I liked was never popular, and all of a sudden now the music I like has become popular.
That's awesome. What do you think of Dark Star?
So good. So good.
I feel like they're one of the best representations of the Dead that I've ever seen, as far as keeping it together and sounding like them. So close. So close.
I'm excited because, especially after being here, and everybody that we've come across has been good vibes. Everything's been good.
Yeah.
You said the word vibe shift, which is a cool. I've never heard anybody say vibe shift, right? Like that's an interesting thing. Vibe gets thrown around a lot. What does vibe mean to you?
I guess just the way you're feeling. And I think a lot of people, I can't be the only person who picks up on how other people are feeling too, right? So the vibe it's a mix of how you feel and how everybody's feeling around you. If everybody's feeling good, it's kind of difficult to not also be feeling good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I felt like it was helpful for my mental health to work in this setting, and it's easy to like chat with people like you and I just got to chatting today, and people aren't afraid to talk about what interests them. Do you know what I mean? Like even if it's weird and obscure, like you saw me talk to that guy about like a band, and he had never heard of before.
I'll show you snow and rain.
Use the word vibe. I'm curious. That word. I mean, everybody throws that word around. Right?
Yeah.
What does vibe mean to you?
It just means the general attitude of everybody. Yeah. It's like the difference of you walk and you bump into someone, and the bad vibe is, hey, watch where you're going, and the good vibe is, oh, sorry, man.
Yeah.
And that's what.
And a hug.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Isn't the music great?
Just the way that the community is.
Yeah, just the general attitude. Yeah. The general
The
attitude.
community is just wonderful.
Yeah, I would say the vibe. Well, you know, each party is unique in what the production creates the vibe. So basically, when you go to a festival, the vibe's curated by the people who throw the event.
Okay.
So those change, but the vibe and the culture of the people, the trading and being kind to your neighbor, that's consistent across the board.
And these are way better. Like, I do art fairs, I do craft fairs, but like music festivals, Grateful Dead, bluegrass, they're my people. And I don't know, there's so much goodness that when I come here, even like the bad parts of this, I don't know, there's still this community, the way that the people come together, when you go back into the real world, you're not tainted, because I think a lot of people don't get to see how much good there truly is.
And that is it for this week, neighbors. I hope you enjoyed that. I sure enjoyed being out there and talking to all those folks. This year's edition of Dark Star Jubilee was absolutely a banger. Again, 12th edition, so I hope that's enough to get you to the 13th edition next year at Legend Valley. Special thanks to all the folks who gave up their time and were brave enough to talk to me. I know a lot of people don't like being on video, but hat tip to Claudia and Perry, Kim from Uncle John's Outfitters, Jerika from Jerika Renee Art, Jeff from Lights Out Dimensions, Carrie Ruppert from Positive Legacy. That was the nonprofit that was the official nonprofit of Dark Star Jubilee this year. And finally, Holly and Joe McName, who were our Trifesta package winners. And so those were the folks who were interviewed at night, but they actually won the drawing to get tickets to not just Dark Star Jubilee, but next month in Merriweather Pavilion in Baltimore, Maryland. That is going to be all good now. And then again in July for 4848 at Snowshoe Mountain Resort. So I'm very excited to be at those festivals and see those guys again there. We'll also see them this coming week at Hookahville 60 that's happening at Roost on the River in Newark, Ohio. Keep in mind that each of these festivals, not Hookahville, but All Good Now, Dark Star Jubilee, and 4848 are the brainchild of All Good Presents. A lot of people don't know that those festivals are produced back to back to back by the same company. So special hat tip to Janice Hurley and Tim Walder of All Good Presents and the entire team there for putting on just fabulous festivals. It was really, really a good time. And hat tip too to Dark Star Orchestra. These guys, I never got to see the Dead, right? I never got to see the Dead when Jerry was alive. But being there, especially when Jeff is singing some of those songs and playing like Jerry, it's hard. You close your eyes, it's hard to imagine that you're not seeing the Dead. They are just fantastic. If you follow the show, you know that we do sweepstakes drawings for festival passes that are provided by our partners like All Good Presents. And to get your chance to enter to win those tickets, head on over to the website at musicfestivalspodcast.com and look for the tab at the top that says Win Festival Tickets. We still have tickets available and drawings available for the Pickin' On Picnic, which is happening July 10th through the 13th, 2025. And that is at Lost Hill Lake in St. Clair, Missouri. And that drawing is actually going to close after next week. So if you want to try to win tickets to that, hurry up and get your name in the pool for that. We also have tickets for Incarceration Music and Tattoo Festival happening July 18th through the 20th at the Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio. And then the Watermelon Pickers Festival that's happening September 4th through the 6th in Berryville, Virginia. There's going to be many, many more to come. So keep an eye out on the website and on that page for your chance to win free festival tickets to some really, really great festivals over the summer and the fall. When you do that, when you enter those festival drawings, we're going to subscribe you to the Neighborhood Weekly Newsletter, and that's where you can find news and announcements on upcoming festivals, some special featured content, as well as discount codes from our partners that include Outdoorsy.com, Inikim Scooters, Melted Mind Designs, really great tie-dyes there, Cast Magic, AI transcription software, CapCut video editing software, Opus Clip, Hoem, and the new Hoem iSteady M7 gimbal, and newly added to the list, custom-made casino. Those are the folks that I go through to get those nice festival poker chips that I give out for free when I see you guys at festivals. Next week, we have another Pickin' On Picnic band preview, and that's going to be with Miss Taylor Steele from the Love Preachers. Very excited to bring you that interview. They are going to be playing at the Pickin' On Picnic, and so I'm excited to bring you guys that. Again, if you are listening to the audio podcast, first, thank you, and go ahead and rate the show while you're there, whether it's Spotify or Apple, or if you're one of the very few people that listen to it on Amazon. But definitely love having you listen to the audio podcast. Make sure that you head over to the YouTube channel to subscribe there as well to get all the supplemental videos that go along with these, including full sets from festival live performances from bands. You can also join the conversation with your neighbors there in the comments, or you can hit me up on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, I am at Neighbor and 8 Fests. That's Neighbor and 8 Fests. So feel free to send me a DM there with your feedback or comments or questions or any festivals that you'd like to see covered. I very much like hearing from you guys. It's pretty cool. But I appreciate all of you who tune into this show each week and join me on this nice little adventure that I'm calling a midlife crisis. As always, I am your host, Neighbor Nate, and I hope to be your neighbor at a festival very, very soon. Maybe it'll be next weekend at Hookahville 60.